Hey, welcome back. I don't know when it's ever going to shut off. It does that to me every time, and I'm really sorry. I need to figure out what's going on there. Sometimes it'll cut me off after recording for 20 something minutes. Sometimes it'll cut me off after recording for 50 minutes. I have no fucking clue. Anyway, we're going to jump right back in here to the newest additions to my movie collection. I was somewhere in the middle of talking about Malabimba, and I'm not entirely sure where it cut off, so I'm just going to pick right up really quick. I was explaining that this is one that this is my from Vinegar Syndrome. This is my first like sexploitation pickup. My fiance, believe it or not, had been reading the premise on this, and she was like, "Hey, this sounds really good." Granted, she didn't really know what kind of movie it was. She didn't realize it was going to be more like sex heavy. But I read it too, and I was like, hey, that actually does sound pretty cool. And we decided to go for it. And honestly, it's not my favorite. It does have a decent story to it, so I think that's pretty cool. It is neat to see. I wouldn't necessarily call this a porno film. It has some really heavy sex scenes in it. There's not a ton, but there's like two scenes or something that actually shows, actual penetration and stuff like that going on. Anyway, I would have preferred it if there would have been more of the actual story because it's kind of a possession thing. This family gets a medium to come over and like I guess it's a medium and sort of speak to this demon or something, and it ends up possessing this girl, and it's cool. The story is very Exorcist like, and I enjoyed that. I could have done with more of that than the other scenes, but there is a good level of like hokiness in it too. That's kind of fun. So I wouldn't necessarily say that I would like recommend it. I don't know. I kind of want to. It's gonna sound really weird of me, but I kind of want to watch a couple more of like the adult films and stuff to see if maybe like it might be something up my alley that I can get into. Because I do know some people that legitimately do watch them for their artistic value. And I've just never tried. I don't know. I have heard a great deal of good about, especially the older films like that because they do have a story. They actually have, decent acting in some of them and stuff. So anyway, this one, I would just say a subpar. If you're into that kind of a thing, I guess I would check it out just to see. It might be something that is up your alley. But anyway, I can't show the back because it has some stuff. I did this before. I just don't know if it was on the last video, but I'll cover up some stuff. Slipcover is super nice as always. Okay, no nudity on the cover. There we go with that. And this one is from 79. Open up, make sure. Cool. So we're good on that. It's Blu-ray and DVD. I'm just looking for nudity. I don't want, see how they're talking about getting kicked off for having a song play in the background or what they do if I showed any nudity. But yeah. And then the alternate cover is very similar to the slip, but it has the addition of Malabimba. Very cool. Awesome. So let's put this one back up, and then we're going to chug right along to the next titles. I missed my kitty. Orion. He's right here. Orion. You want to come back up? Come on, Buster. Come on. He's like, fuck you. I want nothing to do with this. All right. So yeah, moving right along. Gotta keep that coffee coming. So next one is Night Train to Terror. Yep. I really liked this one. I thought it was so much fun. It was now once again keeping you up to date here that these are all Vinegar Syndrome ones still. I've got a few of those left, and then I've got a couple other couple more at the very end that are sort of random. But so Night Train to Terror. This is a really cool story. It's sort of like the devil and God are on a train, and they're in a car together, in a train car together, and they're playing a game almost about like, given certain scenarios, you know, would God win the souls of an individual, or would Satan? And they're kind of playing this game back and forth with, you know, with people's lives. And it's really neat. I think the beginning of it is a little bit hard to see, like when they first start doing like the first person whose soul is on the line. I found it to be a little bit confusing as far as like when did it go into this exactly. But once you understand, like, oh, this is a what's going on, and this is the kind of movie it is, you sort of it all starts making sense from there. From there, hi. Look at that cat butt. Right when I said no nudity. Anyway, so I really like this one. It's really funny. There's a group, God and Satan are sitting there talking to him, and they always are. Okay, Orion, come on, Buster. They are bringing up the people in the car in front of them. They're like, they're doing this like song and dance routine. It's like this awesome 80s cheesy. Just I love it. This one has a little bit of everything. It's really hokey, very funny. I'm getting literally pushed out of here. Orion, come on, Buster. Ooh, no, you gonna go that way? Okay, go that way. You're good. You're good. Okay. We'll see if he comes back. Anyway, sorry about that, by the way. So yeah, this one, really good time. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Let's see here if I could find 1985. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I wanted to read the back. I think this will explain a little bit more. Aboard a fast-moving train bound for hell, God and Satan decide the fates of three unfortunate mortals. So your first person, this is the part that I was telling you, as far as I was concerned, it was a little bit confusing going into it. I didn't really know we had kind of entered this world, if you will. And Harry, a fiendish killer, keeps the horribly mutilated body parts of his countless victims in a diabolical torture chamber. And Greta, a young woman obsessed with death, takes part in an unspeakable ritual of Russian roulette. And finally, and Claire, a young woman and a Holocaust survivor, are terrorized by the son of Satan. Night Train to Terror comes to you on home video for very first time. Its original aspect ratio, blah, 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 blah. Lots of fun. I highly recommend that one. I think you guys should check it out. All right, moving right along. Now, this one I have not got around to watching yet. I was going to watch it tonight, but then we decided to watch the Killer Crocodile instead. Hello, sir. Oh, fucking slap my pussy. Okay. So this is Nightmare Weekend. Now, these ones... you might notice, like, or be like, hey, Brian, where's the slipcovers? These are older titles, and they didn't have those, you know, that wasn't like a regular thing for the releases at that time. Now, sometimes they do go back and release slips for older titles. So, yeah, at some point in time, some of these might get them. It'd be pretty cool to see them for sure. Anyway, this one, Nightmare Weekend. So since I don't know anything about this one, we are going to go ahead and read off a little bit. This one is 1985. It's 86 minutes, and I see the Troma logo on the back. I love Troma movies. Well, the older ones. I've seen a couple of the more later releases, and honestly, they're not my cup of tea. I think they're just trashy. Like, they're not fun to me. Anyway, Trauma to me is the older, like, you know, Toxic Avenger kind of stuff, and I think they're fun. They're a good time. Luther the Geek, that's another good one that Vinegar Syndrome ended up, you know, putting out as well. So let's see. When modern technology gets out of human control, a brilliant computer scientist has just finished work on his greatest creation, a supercomputer with the ability to transform the personalities of bad and disobedient people. In anticipation of sharing his work with the scientific community, the scientist invites a fellow expert to test the machine on a group of debauched young women. Little does he know that his colleagues intend to use the computer to turn their subjects into bloodthirsty mutants. Awesome! Made by a French crew in Florida. Love those. Woohoo! Yeah, so I'm really excited to watch this one. Let's see, there's the back for ya. For ya. I tumble for ya. Yeah. I tumble for ya. Then we got the inside there. Oh, yeah. And the Blu-ray disc. Right behind that is the alternate artwork, which is the same as the disc. So, very cool. Can't wait to see that one. Let me know if you have, and let me know what you think. Also, let me know what your favorite Vinegar Syndrome release is. If any of you guys collect those, that'd be awesome. Or, you know, let me know what your favorite collector line is. You know, is it Severin? Is it Scream Factory? Is it, you know, whatever. Let me know. You know, Arrow Video, of course. This one, next up, we have Witch Trap. This movie was a great time. I loved it. Linnea Quigley is in this one. She is the Scream Queen goddess of all time. The goddess of all time? The best Scream Queen. I don't know. There's a lot of Scream Queens. Here at No More Popcorn, we like Linnea Quigley. And so do a lot of other people. That's all I'm trying to say. That's it. So Witch Trap. This one is from 1989. This one basically is about this guy... inherits an estate, and he wants to turn it into a bed and breakfast so that he can, you know, keep up with it and make some money off of it. But no one, he can't really get it going because I guess there's like a haunted past to it. So he hires a couple of detectives and a group of you know, like ghost hunters and stuff. To come in and see if they can figure out what's going on and exorcise this ghost or get rid of the ghost, whatever, you know, you do to that. And yeah, I like this one a lot. It's a really, really neat scene with Linnea Quigley. I don't want to give too much away, but it is kind of on the back of the box. So there's I think there's a really cool death scene with Linnea Quigley. Okay, she fucking dies. I'm sorry, but the scene is really neat. This one is definitely one of your cheesier ones, so it's fun on that level. The dialogue is fucking horrendous, and once again, that's always 2 thumbs up for me straight out the gates. As long, you know, if you got bad dialogue and terrible dubbing, it just makes your terrible movie watching experience even more terrible and therefore even better. So yeah, I would definitely recommend Witchboard. Lots of fun. And this one is from the same director as Night of the Demons. Yeah, so Night of the Demons is another really good Linnea Quigley movie. If you have not seen it, I highly recommend that one. There is a sequel as well, and I think there's a third one. I have no idea if it's any good. Probably not. Let's be real, but who knows? Sometimes those later ones will surprise you. Speaking of which, here's one coming up right now. I have not seen yet, but I have a couple of things to say about this one. So, next up and the last in the Vinegar Syndrome pile is Extro 3. Extro has been, and I'm talking about the first one, has been on my list for quite some time. I finally sprung on a copy a couple of weeks ago, and I was really hoping that it would be here by now. I was telling you earlier that I got the few in from Vinegar Syndrome. I was hoping to wait on everything else. I recorded the one video. Anyway, I was lucky enough, I guess to a degree, it's kind of good that video did not work out for me because like right after, like literally I think the day after, I started getting in all these other titles. I was like, okay, well, I'll have some more stuff to talk about now, so that'll be fun. But anyway, with that being said, I have ordered Extro, and it is a German media book. Apparently it was limited to 111 copies. I think the one I'm getting is 101, something like that. I'm so excited about it. That movie looks fucking awesome for all the wrong reasons, and I'm very excited. I also want to step further. Extra 2 apparently has never had a Blu-ray release, at least not one that I could find. I found VHS copies, and I found a Laserdisc copy. I have been dying to get a Laserdisc player, so I went ahead and sprung, and I placed a bid on Extra 2 on Laserdisc, and I won. I was very lucky. I stumbled across it when it had like, I think it was like right over 2 hours the bid had left, and no one had bidded on it. and I was like, oh man, I might win this one, because the last one I put in for a bid on eBay for the slipcover for the Suckling from Vinegar Syndrome, and I lost, and I was so bummed. And it wasn't because I wasn't willing to go up to what it was still at a fair price. It's freaking because I forgot to check. I didn't have a reminder set or anything like that. So I was like, oh, hey, the bid's over. Let me go claim my prize. I was so fucking cocky about it, and I got outbid. And it pissed me off because it was just by 50 cents. So it was one of those like, motherfucker, if I just would have been paying attention, I could have clicked that and got it. The reason it upsets me so much, number one, is because I love The Suckling. It's a great movie, and it's the only one in my Vinegar Syndrome collection so far that I don't have the slipcover for, that came with one. You know what I mean? That one has it, and I don't have it, and it bums me out. So, you know, if you're watching this and you have a slipcover for The Suckling, I'll suckle anything to get it. Or I'll just give you money because that's less weird. Anyway, yeah, so Extra 1 is on its way. Extra 2 on Laserdisc is on its way, and I'm going to order the Laserdisc player. I'm so excited. I do have Jurassic Park on Laserdisc, so that'll be nice to watch that too. Extra 3. Yes, okay, so since I have not got to watch this yet, nor any of the other films, I know it's like an Alien kind of thing, so we're going to read this. I'm going to let you know a little bit about it as I educate myself on it as well. So there was our slipcover. Here we have Harry Bromley Davenport's Extra 3. This is the artwork right there. Go ahead and flip it over, show the back. Awesome. Yep. Okay, and then do we have... It's the same artwork on the other side as the slipcover, so I will opt... I will opt to leave mine the way that it is. Very cool. All right, so this one is from 1995. Definitely moving up the ladder here. Okay. A group of military personnel have been assembled to, they believe, locate and disarm old active explosives which have been left unattended at a former Army testing site on a remote island. But when they arrive at the deserted island, they soon discover that something doesn't seem quite right about their mission. And soon enough, they uncover a strange concrete block which, after accidentally blowing up, unleashes an indestructible, bloodthirsty alien which will stop at nothing to kill them. As the survivors band together in order to stay alive and try and find a way to outwit the diabolical creature, they realize that their entire mission might have been a trap and that the military is using them as pawns in their own vicious plan. Very nice. So yeah, I'm really excited to check that one out. I can't decide whether to go ahead and watch it now and then, you know, just watch the others as they come in. I've heard that this one does not have to be watched in order at all. Like, apparently this one has nothing to do with the first two. So I might possibly go ahead and check it out and see, but I don't know. We'll wait. If Extra 1 comes in the next, 3 to 4 days, then I'll wait on it and I'll watch it. But if not, Extra 3, here I come, motherfucker. All right. Next, okay, so this is where our video sort of takes a little branch off. This next one, I mentioned in my horror collection thing that, we do the whole Disney thing as well and stuff. Now, the number of movies I have in other genres is not as many as I have in horror, and I'm still building horror to get to where I feel like it's a worthy collection. I love the movies that I have. I'm very happy with them majoritively. But I watch all these other YouTube channels and I'm like, oh my God, that's what I need to be. I aspire to be that. So I'm still working on it. But anyway, this is a Disney movie. This was a Target exclusive. It is Frozen 2. Yeah. There's a little J card that came with it there. Okay, I like Frozen. I thought it was a pretty cool movie. I know that everybody in the bros is like, holy shit, that got annoying, and I don't know. It just never did to me. I thought it was a cool movie. I also don't have any fucking kids, so I guess that makes a pretty big difference. I don't have to like wake up every single morning and hear "Let It Go," you know. So I guess if I did, I might ask Santa for like a fucking rope and a step stool or something. So, but anyway, as it stands for me, I'm okay with it. I thought it was a good movie. This one I had heard that a lot of people that I was talking to at least were saying that, oh man, this one's as good if not better, and I don't really like pushing down other people's ideas or anything like that. But for me, it wasn't. I mean, this movie's okay. You know, one of the big things with Frozen, whether you like it or not, we got to admit is the music. Let It Go was it was a huge hit, and I get it. Even if you're not into shitty pop music, it was a good shitty pop song. So this one I feel like lacks in that area. I don't feel like the story has as much like oomph behind it. Olaf to me really was like the best part of this. His humor I thought was really cool. There's some things that he says in there that are, just really funny, a little bit more, not edgy or anything, but just adult oriented, where you hear and you're like, oh god, that's really funny. The packaging for this, though, I do think is pretty impressive. I like it. It's not the best of the best, but you get your little trifold, with all of that, so that's pretty neat. And then your images behind. This comes with the 4K and the Blu-ray. So I will show that off. You get some images behind that. Kind of hard to see, but whatever. And then right in here, you do have a Frozen 2 graphic novel, and you also have the gallery book. So, depending on which side you start it from, you've got some pages there you can sift through, blah, blah, blah. And then when you flip it over, you've got the graphic novel in there. So yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty cool. Like I said, actually, as a matter of fact, now that we're talking about it, I think most Target exclusives are pretty cool. I think Target and Best Buy tend to do the best. Walmart, I've liked some of the stuff that they've came out with, but I just for some reason always think that majoritively that their special editions and stuff just kind of look clunky, and I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's because I'm just not a huge fan of Walmart, to be honest with you. But anyway, so yeah, that was Frozen 2. Like I said, don't hate it, don't love it. It's just kind of there. Next up, this is way out of my area of expertise. Rachel and myself are not gamers at all, but she surprised me with this the other day. We've been playing a lot of like, Until Dawn is one of our favorites, and Men of Medan and Detroit Become Human. So we're simplistic. We like a good story, kind of choose your own adventure sort of a thing, which I don't know if this is that exactly, but we just thought it was funny because, well, I say she picked it up because of the title, and I totally agreed. I kind of cracked up. So, yeah, we got A Plague Tale. So if anyone has played this, let me know. I'm not very good at doing a whole bunch of like Call of Duty and shit. Just go ahead and consider me like absolutely worthless. I'm not good at that kind of stuff. So hopefully this one won't be that intimidating. But anyway, yeah, we felt it was fitting with everything that's going on. So we might dive into that tomorrow. Tonight we watched... she's been dying to do a Lord of the Rings marathon. So tonight we started with Fellowship of the Ring. So I know we're going to watch the second one tomorrow. I think we're going to try to play that game a little bit, and then I think tomorrow night we might end up doing Killer Crocodile 2, or we might end up doing Nail Gun Massacre. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Yeah, once again, I guess I should have said this in the first video or at the beginning or something, but guys, please, I know every YouTuber does this, and I don't know why I hate saying it. Fuck me, whatever. Like the video, subscribe to No More Popcorn, We do weekly reviews. And like I said, tomorrow we're going to be reviewing Robo War. That should be up here in like 3 or 4 days. Very excited to watch that. Let me know if you've seen any of the movies that I went over today in part 1 or in part 2. Let me know what your favorite distributor is. Vinegar Syndrome, Arrow, 88 Films, whatever, Scream Factory. And also give me some recommendations on some games. Like I said, some of the choose your own adventure stuff. We like those a lot. So if you know of any available on PlayStation 4, let me know. And so for now, I will say goodnight. I hope you guys have an awesome day. I hope everyone's doing well with all this crazy shit that's going on. Please take care of yourselves. And have as much fun watching movies as you possibly can, because it's like the greatest fucking pastime. We're all locked up inside anyway. So share some shit. Talk to me. Let me know what you've been watching. And we will get back to you soon. Hopefully I will have Extra and Extra 2 very soon. Okay.